Hey, what's up guys, Grace here, we're back in Anthem and today we're bound for the Cataclysm sneak peek. Yes, if you haven't checked it yet, the public test client was made available today for all of the Origin users who own the game already in their library, and you can go ahead and download it right about now. So let's go over all of the details, how you can play it, and what you need to know about the public test server. Also, a quick shout out to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. I see a lot of you guys are really liking it. And for those who don't know, it's basically a website that sells the latest games at some really awesome discounts. So if you want to check it, I'm going to post some links in the description box you can follow. And with that being said and done, let's get moving on with our video because there's quite a lot of stuff to talk about. Now, first of all, BioWare did post their announcement on the official Anthem website if you want to go ahead and read more about it. But in the meantime, going over the more important details, yes, the PTS is only available for PC users, as it was mentioned before, more specifically for the current owners of the game as well as the current Origin Access Premier subscribers. So if you still have an active subscription, yes, you will be able to take part in it. If you're one of those people, then go ahead under the games library in the Origin client and you should see the Anthem PTS preload coming up, which will let you download a separate client, which is quite sizable, about 55 GB in total. So make sure you have enough hard drive space if you want to download it. If you didn't see it yet, then just wait for a little bit later or restart the client entirely, as it is rolling out in waves. So some people might have already seen it, like in my case, some others might see it later on. Now, in terms of logging in and actually playtesting, you'll be able to do so later today, June 4th, and I believe everybody starts around the same time. You can check the timer itself in the games window and it will tell you when the game is going to be available. For me right now, it's 6 PM EST. This is Eastern Europe Standard Time, I believe, so it's going to be quite a lot of time to wait. It's pretty much in the afternoon in my region, but you know, it might be different for you, so go ahead and check it out over there. Obviously, there's also going to be a PTS forum. I'll leave a link down below you can follow, so you can submit all of the feedback and bugs that you find. There's no additional registration or special signing needed according to the announcement, so once the client is up and running and the servers are up, then you can pretty much just log in as usual and play. Now, in terms of what you will find there and what you will have access to, playing on the PTS won't carry over your current progress, like the current Javelin, the XP, whatever items you currently have and so on the live server, so keep that in mind. And this applies to the other way around as well. Whatever you achieve on the public test server won't transfer back to the live servers once you are done. But do rest assured, as you will start at level 30 with all of the 4 Javelins unlocked, so you can jump straight into the Cataclysm content itself and play around, see what's new, test things out and go through all of the new content. There's no info on the starting gear, unfortunately, so I'm going to ask that question on Twitter. Hopefully I get an answer soon enough. I'm going to update this video in the description box or somewhere in the comment section, but that remains to be seen. Probably we might get some starting gear to start things off. I'm not really sure if it's going to be like masterwork or legendary stuff, but we should get something to get us going. Now, playing on the PTS means you'll have a chance to explore the new areas, including of course the island where the Cataclysm takes place, some of which was also shown in the latest live stream. There's going to be a whole lot of new encounters, tougher enemies from what I'm seeing, as well as new events. Do keep in mind though that this is most probably going to contain the pre-event at the moment, which is probably going to last for a few weeks, and later on we should transition to the actual main Cataclysm event. Of course, BioWare encourages us to voice what we like and dislike about what we are experiencing on the PTS, so feel free to visit the PTS forums and leave your feedback over there, as it's definitely valuable for them. There's most probably going to be bugs, so expect that, and you will encounter stuff that might or might not be working, but you know, this kind of stuff is expected with public test servers. Now, I will admit the PTS did drop sooner than I expected, or is about to drop sooner than I was anticipating. I thought it would be dropping towards the end of this week, but honestly I'm glad we have the chance to test it out earlier. It gives us the chance to, you know, go in, explore, and hopefully get the update itself on the live servers sooner rather than later. As you can imagine, there's a lot of mixed opinions going on right now, mainly in regards to the fact that the Cataclysm event, at least how it was shown in the live stream, didn't seem like what we were expecting and led to believe. So a lot of players are currently looking at this with even more skepticism than ever before. There's a lot of disappointment going on, and obviously it doesn't look like how we imagined it and how it was even shown in the demos themselves. There's a lot of shifts going on in the direction the Cataclysm is taking. Probably BioWare is still experimenting, or probably we're seeing just a small piece of what is to come, and maybe the Cataclysm itself will be more sizable and more interesting than that small little storm that just blows a few trees here and there and the blue hue on the screen. Hopefully it will be more than that, but you know, it's still new content, it's free, you can go ahead and download it, test it out, see if you like it, and it should give you an idea of what to expect when it goes live. Now outside of that, it's been confirmed on Twitter that you won't be under any NDA while taking part in this server test, so you are free to record your gameplay, you are also free to live stream it if you want to. I'm not imagining there's a lot of people who want to do that, but for the console users, while there's no definitive answers yet, eventually this might come to you as well. At the very least, that is what is being implied in one of the CM replies we had on Twitter. For now, it's PC users, but who knows, maybe in the future that will change. Moving on to some other news, the content roadmap also got a complete redesign, and it now only contains what is currently available in the game. Pretty much everything else in the upcoming months has been taken down, most probably because it was already unreliable to begin with and BioWare could never just keep up with it. It only features the legendary missions, Emerald Abyss, fixes, improvements and optimizations, the weekly alliance coins, the daily, weekly and monthly challenges, and of course the prosperous story refresh, which almost none of this is any new content. This honestly doesn't sound like something that should even be a part of a roadmap. I mean, all of these are implied and should be expected from the game regardless, especially the fixes and optimizations part, which probably got a ton of people pissed as it's been there for quite some time and it's not new content. None of this is new content. BioWare clearly has no real strategy and solid plan to move forward, or at the very least if they have, they are definitely not doing a good job at showing it. For someone like me, this roadmap looks like it's being made just for the sake of being made, and the reason it looks so uninteresting compared to other games with proper content roadmaps is because there's barely anything to show in it. We also don't know exactly what Act 2 and 3 will be about. There's 3 of them planned for 2019 for the whole year, but by the way the things move currently, with Act 1 not even being done yet, I don't think BioWare will even reach Act 3 in 2019, whatever it might be, or at the very least not if they want to create something substantial. We are still on Act 1, keep in mind, the Echoes of Reality 1, which is centered around the Cataclysm update, but you know, as you may or may not know, we're quite far off from finishing it and even testing it so far, and we are at the half of this year, we are in June, 6 months left to go, and yeah, I'm not sure, man, it doesn't look good. I don't think we're gonna reach Act 3 this year. This isn't just someone's frustration, mind you, as the game does face new problems on a daily basis, most notably the fact that nobody is interested in the game anymore, and you can see this perfectly by the fact that on one hand the player base is dropping fast, and on the other hand that hardly anyone is picking it up. So most recent, even the Legion of Dawn edition dropped to an all-time low of $25 on Best Buy, which is a huge drop in a very short amount of time, given the fact that this was $80 3 or 4 months ago, and it's probably one of the fastest dropping games in terms of price I've seen recently, which means it's barely even holding its value, and retailers have realized this as they're trying to get rid of their stocks and inventories as fast as possible. Now I can't imagine for how much longer this can continue, to be honest. I do hope for Anthem's and BioWare's sake that they can turn things around, and you know, I thought things would unfold somewhat different, like something similar to No Man's Sky, but apparently that's not going to happen. By this point, when No Man's Sky launched, like 3 or 4 months after its release, it already got a pretty sizable update that made a lot of people quite excited. It introduced new features that people were looking forward to, which is in direct contrast with the Cataclysm update, which is not only not getting anyone excited, it's getting a lot of people pissed because it's looking so different compared to what people were expecting and led to believe with the previous trailers. Anyway, this is all we have for now. As I've said, check the PTS if you want to play something new, or check back on this channel as I will try to cover as much of it as possible. In the meantime, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys later, so peace out.